And we are back, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, for our first game of League of Legends for today, right? Week 3 for CLoL. I'm your host, Dekembe. I'm here with my co-host.
Super Bear.
And today, CLoL division, right? Obviously facing a little high up. So today, facing the Ohio State University, the prestigious.
Ohio State, yeah.
Um, should be a good game, honestly. If we take a look really quick as well, we're already hopping into draft, right? We finished it up. We're in blind pick now. Looking at a couple of the comps, we got Maokai top, the Sejuani Hui mid, which is interesting, but obviously going for a really poke heavy comp, right? Valpo side, you have the Varus, you have the Ashe, you have the Wei. Um, the Maokai as well can also fit with that, although he did get a couple of E nerfs, right? Get hit mana wise, mana regen wise, and on the side of OSU, taking an extremely strong team comp fight. Uh, that is a brutal comp. I think that they have. So Valpo makes sense that if you're gonna opt into poke, you just have to stay away from that because, quite frankly, any like flash engage from Jarvan, any flash engage from Silas or Rel, you have so much just jumping on you. It's gonna be a little bit rough for Valpo to get away.
I think we do have to be careful with the Silas because he has some really good long range engages that his team could just follow super up easily.
Oh yeah,
He's got the Sejuani and the Maokai ult at his disposal.
yep. I think this is a really great draft for OSU. Um, it's a really hard thing to find a weakness in their team. I think if you're gonna look for a win con from Valpo, you need to get Samira behind. Without Samira behind, and if you can get Silas just to not snowball, it's fine to let Silas go a little bit later, but you can't give him like you can't give him 3 kills before 10 minutes, right? Um, any kind of snowballing from Silas will kind of secure Samira's scaling. But I think Valpo with Varus, um, if you're going this poke comp, I think you can't go on hit Varus into this team. Going on hit Varus is kind of like asking to die. You gotta go lethality, lethality, arcane comet, um, because you just can't ever step up to auto attack. It's kind of the whole point, which is why I think obviously, Super Bear, you're the jungler here, so you got to give me a little bit of talk about the Sejuani Jarvan tech. But I'm a little bit confused on the Sejuani pick, uh, especially with the team comp that Valpo's drafting. It kind of just is a little bit rough. It feels like Sejuani is going to get left out to dry.
Yeah, so I think something of what it is if we're taking blue side, one thing we've been doing is taking Maokai first pick just because we can flex him into three different roles. It
Hmm.
looks like Nolan just wanted the Sejuani and they opted to put the Maokai top lane.
Hmm. It makes sense, yeah. Like you said, Maokai being extremely strong this semester. It's definitely something that you have to flex your first pick, right? It's kind of like how Karma was last patch, where you're gonna pick it first, you have to flex it because, like you said, top jungle support, all plus 50% win rates, all extremely strong team fights. And we've seen Anaya play the Maokai top. This is definitely nothing new. Especially Vector likes to play it as well, so swapping it or swapping it around a little bit is really nice. But uh, I guess this is just kind of Vector's pick into J4. This is not the first time we've seen him take this pick, but we just have to kind of see how he wants to use the ult. I think early game it's going to be a little bit rough. Obviously, you can't really face check Jarvan. Jarvan's going to just beat you up. Especially you have a much stronger 2v2 with the Jarvan Silas, but Sejuani ult can come in extremely clutch, especially as a disengage for the rest of his team if any of them get jumped on here.
I definitely agree. That's one thing I like about our comp here, our disengage. We're definitely gonna have to
Yeah.
play around disengaging and turning team fights, and we have good tools to stop dashes like Sejuani and Maokai.
Yep. And I mean, we talk about disengaging a lot, but if you just take a look at the side of ONU or OSU, excuse me, uh, their team kind of does run into some issues if they don't get that initial engage off. They don't really have exactly the safest engagers, right? Because obviously J4 jumps in, doesn't really have much out. Silas ease in, doesn't really have much out. Same with Samira, right? Samira is looking for a reset. You need resets on these champs, so any kind of form of disengage. Example, Maokai W is really nice. Maokai ult's really nice. Uh, Even a Sejuani knockup, if you can get one of them to jump in and then be able to turn quick enough before the rest of the team can make it into that engage, I think you're looking at a pretty nice pretty nice setup here.
Yep, I definitely think that's the way we gotta play fights. We gotta poke them out and turn once they engage. We gotta counter engage on it.
Oh yeah.
30
Effective
seconds until
timing.
minions spawn.
So now, looks like we're just gonna be sitting in this bush here, trying to look for something.
Like, yeah, we're just 5 stacking. I think
Yep.
we can win this level 1.
Yeah. I think they do have like pretty tanky, but I mean OSU is just gonna 5 point it, so won't turn into anything. Just gonna walk it back mid. What I'm excited to see is, although we didn't get to watch it get picked, so you didn't get to hear my excitement, I do like Jakimbo's way.
Minions have
I think we
spawned.
haven't seen it a lot. This is definitely a game where, obviously, we're playing against Grandmasters, playing against Grandmasters, Masters. Um, kind of gotta just throw anything you have. Excuse me, guy. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind over here in the booth. Sorry. You kind of just have to throw anything you can against the wall. Rail W into the bush. Doesn't connect there, but good try. Um, so might as well just try something. Kai going for the early W, gonna hit it, but we have a
Looks like
sweet engage from Casante, pulling a Bwippo here, looking for something, but he is get turned on a tiny bit here, takes a tank. Another shot, and he's gonna be returning to lane half health, not gonna get that knock up either. I like the idea. We've seen, if you've been paying attention to the LCS, Bwippo would walk into that tri-brush and literally walk out, especially because a lot of jungles like to go leashless, right? Yeah, you can talk to me about this, but it is a huge advantage to your laners when you do go leashless. So a combo like that with Cassante walking up does secure at least a little bit of damage, slow down that clear. Jakimbo hitting the early level 2.
I
And
agree
there's,
with that whole going leashes thing. That's something I've been doing more in solo queue,
mhm.
especially with picks where I can solo start raptors or wolves. It doesn't slow down my clear too much, and it gives my laners that advantage.
Yep. And we've been seeing like a lot of people in a competitive setting, um, specifically, just having really nice clear times. I think jungle clear times have definitely gone up a tiny bit, I feel like, since the last patch. And here's that early
Early
gank as
gank
well.
from Jarvan on Jimbo
Jfree
just
hitting the
to
level
lead
3.
him
Silas
down.
jumps over the wall there. Gonna force Vector's flash. Red buff might burn him down, though. I think he's gonna go down to the 1. There's the flash from Silas. Gonna pick up the first blood, and that's gonna be the first kill of the game. I mean, you see right there, Jarvan gets the early gank. Just has a little bit more tempo, right? Although they're on CS, able to hit that lane first, force both flashes out. Uh, excuse me, force 2 flashes out. One from Vector, one from Fire. Gonna dash up, gets the shot off. Not gonna be able to go for it though. Gets the Q, gets that one off, and that's gonna be a
That's
flash.
gonna be a solo kill.
Yep. Chikimbo picking up one trade. OSU Miller walking up here, just trying to take that, but doesn't have any support here. Vector does have the level up. Not going to turn into anything though, just going to EQ right back out. You have the TP from Silas as well, going to catch that wave. Going to force Jakimbo's TP out as well, and now with timer coming up, you got 15 seconds on Void Grubs, and you're seeing OSU's already starting their rotation. You have TP up on top side, you get the crash in. Looks like they're going to try and brawl for this, and they have a tiny bit more pressure with Vector not having a back yet.
Still a minute on Void Grubs. They're 5 minutes.
Oh, I read the time wrong.
It
My
does
fault, my
look
fault.
like it does look like Nolan is looking for a bot play here. Most likely, we're probably gonna look to give these 3 Void Grubs, make a play
Mhm.
bot lane, and maybe pick up a first dragon.
See, this is why it's nice to have a jungle in the booth here with me to call it out a little bit. My fault. Yeah, no, 5 minutes, still waiting. Still do have a little bit more tempo on the side of OSU, but Valpo still timing it up a little bit. Going back again mid. Here's OSU, gets the flash out. Jakimbo, no flash, no way to escape this. It looks like that's just going to be another kill for Silas. Um, just needs to fight over vision a little bit more, right? Obviously, Jarvan just kind of repeating ganking this mid lane, and here's another engage on the bot side as well. Cry gets caught out, has to flash. Vector there is not going to be enough. Samir is going to take that kill, get the reset,
You gotta
dash
be
back
careful
through that
here.
wave.
Jarvan's here for counter gank.
Yep.
And
They are pretty low, but I don't think they have, I don't think Valpo has the damage to be able to at least turn that 3v2. Yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of how dangerous this lane is. When you're playing a poke like Ash Varus, it's so hard to walk up. One ability from Rel can pretty much secure your death. it's a really, really rough setup, and Dreadful has to be careful here. Rail stops out of this bush. No, but overall, a little bit of a bloody like start to this game. Obviously, 1-3 here. Not the worst start for Valpo either, but the gold is just a little bit skewed in the favor of OSU. A lot of it being in this kind of top lane CS diff.
I mean, Casante did take half of his health
Yep.
traded level 1, but he got to lane first, and I think Anaya did miss some minions.
Yep.
Because she walked around the long way.
Yeah, no, just a little bit there. There's the flash as well,
Flash
jumping in.
engage onto Cry, and she...
Yep, and there's just another kill. Again, we talked about how dangerous that flash was when it's up. Here comes Rel jumping in again. Samir might look for something. There's the stun as well, jumping back. Dreadful taking half of his health. Although Samir is so low.
Careful of a dive here. There's
Yeah,
Silas
he's
coming
gonna get
down
doped by
mid.
Silas. Doesn't have level 6 either. Doesn't have anything. There's the root over the wall. Silas hitting with the ult. Not gonna get
Rel.
anything. But
He does pick up a kill out
we'll
of it.
trade one. Yep. But this is kind of that danger part that I talked about. You really don't want to give Silas 3 kills before 10 minutes. That's that's exactly where we're at right now.
Oops.
Yeah, it happens, right? Obviously, you still have a couple of kills spread out across the board, right, for Valpo. So it's not like you're completely getting whomped, no return, but definitely running into a little bit of an issue now to where Silas, exactly what we saw right there, does have the pressure on Jakimbo and Wave, just gonna completely perma-shove it, walk down bot, and dive it 50 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw right there as well. I mean, Silas stealing the ult. Like you talked about, he's got so much versatility this game with the characters that Valpo decided to pick off. There's a knock up, not gonna hit. Damn it. This directed camera is just obsessed with this top lane. We have not moved. There's a lot of screen time, a lot of screen time. A lot of the times we really kind of ignore top lane, right? Being on an island, so they're getting their licks in today.
Like we
There's
are
the shut
looking
off,
to
there's
pick
the
up
Hex
Cry
Flash.
on mid.
Just trying to crash it, you have to be careful though. There might be
Silas
a
does
little
have
bit.
Sejuani's ult, so
Yeah, it might be a rough spot here if Silas wants to invade. There's the Tashin, not going to be able to hit it though. Does force Vector to go around, and now they do have spotting. Jakimbo going to just clear the wave. Stolen Sejuani ult's going to hit on Jakimbo as well. He still has his flash up if he's looking for something. He does miss the ult though. Doesn't get the flash off either. It just wastes it under tower, and he's going to go down. And there's another engage on the bot side. The 3v2 goes horribly wrong as it looks like Samira will double kill into the triple kill. Rel picks up one of them though. And it just is a little bit of a horror now.
that's a horror.
Valpo, who not even like 30 seconds ago was only down 2k, now extended that to 5k. Especially at 8 minutes in this game, it's looking really rough for playing around this map here. I mean, if you're taking a look kind of at playing this early game, obviously a couple of just catches out, or excuse me, kind of got caught out a little bit too much of the bot lane, right? We saw a lot of pressure in mid, which is kind of that early game Silas into way. You really need to scale, but when you kind of give these
He's gotta be
engages like
careful
that,
here again.
yeah, it requires a lot of team setup to play this poke comp, and I think Valpo's just a little bit disoriented, especially after watching a couple of those early plays.
Yeah. One thing I didn't really notice is Nolan took the void drops and found the time to take those.
Yep, and there's the engage over the wall as well. It looks like Rel and Jarvan. It's just the death of 1,000 cuts here with no
Three-man
damage. Silas
engage
jumping in, but it's
in
not
there.
going to be anything. Yep.
That's just the game of vision that we've been talking about.
Yep. I mean, when you're at this lead, look, OSU's about to dive this as well. You do have 6 on Dreadful, so he does have the ult to pull off. Might look to try and hit Silas with it. There's the ult stolen as well. Hits the Ash jumping in, and that's going to be a quick double kill. One for Samira, one for the Silas. And there's the flash as well. Tower's not going to target anything there. Jakimbo looking to trade something on this top side. Goes for the QW. Actually tickles Casante
Yeah.
with Merc Treads. So,
All he has is Merc Dreads.
yep. And there's the jump in as well. Doesn't hit the E from Silas, but Silas is just going to walk up with the W, trying to zone it. Vector does miss the ult, but here comes the Maokai as well. They got to focus on this Silas here. They got to just try and burst him down. He's taking a ton of damage, but it's not going to be enough. The ult coming from Jakimbo just gets out. Anaya still getting hit. There's the W over the wall. Does snipe out the Cassante, forces the flash. Yep, look for something. Another shot!
For Jakimbo.
No, he's the American sniper over here in the mid lane, just taking down the rest of their team. That's a really good trade back for Valpo, especially with the lead that OSU has. Slowly chipping away. You're still looking at like a 5K deficit, but quite frankly, it was 7K before we had that fight. There's the shot. He is on vision, so he's going to have to just back in a safer spot. You can't really take the chance with J4, especially at the health you're at. He's going to be forced to clear this way, which is going to kill him, but there's the TP behind for the back. Silas takes the ult as well, just going to hit it, secure this kill. Dreadful, not really much he can do.
Lucky. Takes
the shot, yeah. I think it's just really rough here. We are sitting at just not enough vision coming out of really any side of Valpo here. I think getting a little bit too focused on that KP, getting a little too focused on those kills and brawling, that you don't really have the setups to fight these. And I talked about how it takes a lot of team coordination to play a poke comp like this, because obviously you need to take fights slow.
Olin might be walking up on Jarvan, who's taking his reps up. Meanwhile,
yeah, and it's just a little bit too late in the game right now, past 10 minutes, to be trying to walk up for vision there after the lead that OSU has. It's really rough.
OSU.
Yep, Jakimbo hits the shot though, gets the Q as well, looking for one more ability. Will take the solo kill, but here comes Silas over the wall looking for that. The recast on the E will hit because of the ult from Varus. Does get the fear off though, but it's not going to be enough. Silas just slowly beating Jakimbo's head and going to take that kill as well. Really rough across the board except for Jakimbo. I feel like every kill he gets, he has 2 more OSU people behind his back ready to take him out.
Definitely.
And no, I mean, taking a look at the gold here, there's obviously no leads on any side of Valpo, but there's almost a 3K gold lead in the bot lane, 1K in the mid lane. There's a stun under tower here. Looking really rough. This is definitely no joke of a game here, folks. But
Yeah.
you know, we stay positive. We're gonna try to take the positives out of this game, and I think one of them is that the way pick is actually kind of working.
Yeah, the way pick has been clean so far.
Yeah, no, we've seen Jakimbo play this. It's been extremely strong, and I feel like the CC and setup that we have for the team, it's just the rest of Valpo having kind of an issue performing. Now, J4 is going to take that second drag. Walking back up, Rift Herald, and coming up in a minute here. And I mean, you have the lane swap. Rel's walking up, trying to get this vision. There's a jump in as well from Silas. Silas
Right here.
doing a lot of damage. Anaya has no MR on that, so just pure health and boots. Taking all that shot, but Silas is going the tank build here, which I actually like. I mean, you're taking this poke comp. Last thing you want to do is kind of opt into damage. You need that tankiness to be able to survive at least getting in that engage, because like we said, if you take an engage that, you know, doesn't work out, or you get CC'd, especially with how prevalent that is with Wei Ashe, you need to be able to survive it. So going the Rod of Ages into what I'd expect is a that's a Leandries, excuse me. Going the Rod of Ages into the Leandries, and then honestly,
Like we're heading for a top side
there's the
play
steal.
to look
Yep.
into Herald.
Look for a gank. Gonna get the rotation with the Maokai. Maokai now getting dove under this tower. Silas still rooted, but it's not gonna be enough. Gets the dash in from the E. Gonna kill. Yeah, but now I think honestly, if you take Silas's build this game right, you go Rod, you go Leandries and the Riftmaker. That's that like 16% extra damage that you have. You have the max health burn. You're extremely hard to deal with. You can even opt for a Cosmic Drive as a well third item if you wanted to, and I think that's kind of all the snowballing that you need.
Sure.
A couple
Looks
of shots.
Like Jacob is building that lethality build, like you said.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if you're walking up for auto attacks against this team, especially now with this lead, it's over. It's so over. Vector dashing back there. They're going to take Pry over Rift Herald. Don't think Valpo can really fight this. The ult from Sejuani goes wide. Not going to hit the Sylas. Sylas is just going to take his back and buy his items here.
Looks like we're gonna have to give another objective.
Yep. Although, obviously, you have to give a couple of objectives here. I think for this next dragon is going to be your best shot before this game gets way out of hand, if you don't already consider it out of hand. That's just me being positive. Personally, I think we should start looking towards game 2. But, you know, I always support it. There's Samir in the mid. Going to get the Collector proc, the cleanse off of the ult as well. Going to save him. Anaya coming over the peel for this Cassante. There's the Rift Herald mid. They're going to have to back up. There's the ult coming from Sylas as well. Stolen the Sejuani. Comboed with the Jarvan. Going to get dashed back. There's a double kill right there for the side of OSU. Samir does get proc, but stuck under tower here. They're going to trade one, but yeah, 3 are already down for Valpo. There's the Rift Herald just going for the stun on Anaya. Does get the knock-up, gets the shot, gets the triple kill for top lane. Cyborg going to finish that off. And we might have a Mad Lions game on our hands. They should be able to take up to the inner. Yep, all that's left is Ashe. Nope, they're just going to rotate, take their backs. Yep, there's the Leandries as well that we saw from Sylas. I love this build on Sylas. Quite frankly, I love this build on like every brawler that you'll see in the mid lane. Like Vlad is another person that runs this. It's so strong right now, and it's extremely tanky. You can't really go wrong with it.
Is Rod just buffs?
So, Rod is a little bit nerfed from when it was it was a mythic, but overall, it's still a really good rush item. Biggest thing is that a lot of mages lost health, except for like Cosmic Drive getting it back. You did lose a little bit of tankiness on the side of like mage items. So with the health that Rod of Ages grants and the mana that it early grants, although obviously it's not the biggest AP thing in the world, if you run it in combination with the new Leandries and the Riftmaker, I say new Leandries, but technically it's the old Leandries. It's better. It's worse of it. I realized I said a really roundabout way of saying it's worse as an item alone. It's better as a combo item. That's what I mean. It's kind of like the IE of mage items, if you think about it, right? IE on its own, not that good, right? But IE paired with another crit item is disgusting. So that's kind of how you should see Rod of Ages.
I'll tell you that in my first ever game of League of Legends, I didn't know what to build. I rushed IE on Zac.
It looks like Christ can get jumped out. Honestly, at this point, I think Valpo should build IE on Zac. You gotta do something. Chikimbo getting shot out here, just gonna clear these waves. That's another double kill on the bot side. Nothing else you can really do.
Ult up top lane. That might.
Woo! Woo! We almost had a little bit of a risky situation. A risky situation for Chikimbo there.
Looks like Nolan is topside. This dragon is up, and oh my god, that's not
yeah, Cyborg just takes that kill. Vector will try to finish this off, but I think with one more knockup, might be able to survive. Nope. Shutdown does go to Varus, but they are going to lose this mid lane turret for it. Cry gets hit with the J4 ult, going to get dashed in by Samir. Samir finishing it off. OSU looking to try and just at least take this inhibitor. Valpo having a really hard time trying to just match it. I think if you just walk up, you don't have J4 ult, but you still have knockup. No flashes either. Sylas gonna just push this bot side. Anaya taking a lot of damage. Does have the Merc Treads and Cloak as well. Gonna survive that, but about to get dove here. The stolen Maokai ult is gonna just tie her up there. Yep, and there's the stun as well, but not really gonna turn into much. Samira just gonna dash back. Yep, there's the QW from Chikimbo. Not gonna connect, but they're still sieging this tower here. I think if you can just get this pull in a little bit, clear a couple of waves. There's Samira over the wall, takes the shot. Nope, excuse us for that. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I mean, over the wall, a little bit rough. I think Valpo's just going to start looking for game 2 here. It's not exactly much you can do.
At this point, we're looking at about 14k gold lead, but Chikimbo might be picking up a shutdown.
Yeah. At least there was one positive coming out of Chikimbo this mid lane. But here comes Samira. Gets the cleanse off of the fleet immediately.
There it is.
Although the ult hits, it's a 2-for-1. And at this point, with OSU taking these dragons, I think this game is way more than over. I think it was way more than over, quite frankly, like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always like to have hope. Vector getting caught out in the jungle here. Extreme level difference here, at least coming from Silas. There's Silas jumping in, just so much damage, so tanky. Gonna shut it down. Bear's coming to help. Gonna keep Vector alive for the most part, but he might just burn down. Yep, and here comes the siege. Cyborg's still in the top lane, and I about to get dove here. Again, there's nothing that Valpo can do against this. I just kind of has to accept their fate. Walking up, there's a ton of CC. Tanking a ton here. Jakimbo trying to do a ton of damage, but walked up too far. J4 going to immediately turn with the ult. Gets the flash out, but it's not going to be enough. Silas picks up that kill. Vector walking up, and now all you have to do is wait for Samira. I don't even think you have to wait for Samira. I think you just end this game, especially with the Ashe stolen ult for Silas. Yep, there's the
Jarvan
flash in.
making
There's
an
the jump
aggressive
in.
flash.
Getting shot up.
She is going to be going down here.
Yep, Silas is down. There's
Yeah,
the
we
ult,
have a big
although
wave pushing
flashed
mid lane.
into the Ashe ult, which is really rough. Another dash in. Silas going to finish it off. And overall, just clean game
Vector,
from the
he's
side of
tanky,
OSU.
but
Yeah,
not tanky enough for 4 people.
and that's going to be game 1. As a, as a Valpo fan, this is not the game that you want to be watching. Sorry about that. But it happens, right? Obviously, you got a lot to pick up from this game. Gonna pick up 1 kill from
Gonna
the
pick up a kill.
from the Samira jumping into the fountain
Maybe she
there.
can
But
get another. Maybe she can get another. Casante's looking.
yeah, just gonna tank that. Nope, almost died again.
Lives.
Yeah, and there's the shot. Gonna take it back to the booth here. Great analysis. You know, there's only so much you can do at that point,
Right.
right?
Right.
We talked about win cons in this game, right? You didn't want to get Samira ahead. You didn't want to get Silas ahead. Silas picked up 3 kills. Samira triple killed in the bot lane, in a 2v3. And at
Yeah.
that point, you kind of just you shrug your shoulders. You say FF go next, right? Like, obviously looking at the damage charts as well. If we just take a peek here, excuse me, Silas coming in with the most damage. Samir coming in at a close second there. Jakimbo performing extremely well, but just a really tough lane for the bot side of Valpo. Not really much you can do at that point. But no, we are going to take a slight break here before we hop into game 2, right? We have a couple of roster changes to flip up around anyways. So we will see you guys at the start of that. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for our game two of our OSU versus Valpo. OSU taking the first game, but I mean, as we move into our draft here, picking up on the bans, obviously we didn't get to see it first game, but now that we get to take a look, Valpo banning out the Zoe, OSU banning out the Karma and the Senna, kind of the most played picks from our mid and support here, this season at least.
Couple roster changes here, game two for Valpo, hence why I'm in the booth right now. Super Bear is in at jungle for Vector, and
And
then
why the Zach is banned.
is our support the same this game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Steamroller is out this week, so we do have Cry playing both these games, or hopefully all three of these games, but they are going to first pick Smolder, and this is going to be our first time seeing Smolder on
Ooh.
stream. Yeah.
I,
Um,
you want to go through his abilities real quick? I'm
oh, for
not
sure.
super familiar.
Yeah, no, I'll run through it. Big thing is that he's a scaler. He has a passive that when you kill things or hit players with your abilities, you get stacks. And as you get more stacks, not only do his abilities get stronger, but his Q, which is almost like an auto attack reset, has the same range as his auto as well. Just does different stuff, right? So he's a spell weaver. Think around like the likes of Ezreal, around the likes of even Lucian to a point, but overall kind of weak early. Um, but I think the most interesting thing about it is we're gonna see an insanely weird build with Smolder. He's meant to be an ADC Spellweaver, right? So you're thinking like Essence Reaver, we're thinking
Yeah.
like Navori, right? But you're gonna see people are gonna rush like you're gonna pick up Doran's Ring first because he has some AP scalings, and then you're gonna max your W, which is like this little shootout bubble that he has. Um, and it's gonna be insanely kind of a weird build. It's gonna get funky, but you're gonna see he's gonna do a ton of damage. But Valpo, picking up the Kaisa and then immediately R2ing the Viego as well. Um, I like it. If you're, it's a little bit rough. I think blind picking Viego. I'm not sure if that's the best idea right now, especially because OSU has a ton of disengage. Lee Sin kind of just runs over Viego in this early game, and then they're gonna immediately pick Rumble. Um, I'm unsure if they picked or if they banned Rumble last split, honestly. So this might have been a okay, Valpo left it open. We have to pick
Yeah.
this.
Didn't get a chance to see the bans game one, but I didn't even notice we banned Master Yi.
Mm-hmm.
Is he
Yep.
oh, he's in meta right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Master Yi also this jungle for OSU has been playing him a lot.
Okay.
Um, which is
It's
surprising.
odd to see in like higher
A
elo.
high elo player
Yeah.
play Master Yi.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen Master Yi banned in
Yeah.
collegiate esports.
I think it's so weird, right? Especially because like you'd think, okay, you might be playing against a lower elo team, but when you put Master Yi in the hands of like a master grandmaster, especially when you have stronger lanes, the
Yeah.
dives are just disgusting, and I think that's kind of why you have to ban it for Valpo. Having a Master Yi dive you is just the worst feeling.
I like our bot lane a lot better. Has a lot more early presence in the lane. Has engage opportunities with the rel.
Hmm.
Kind of similar to what OSU ran game one, just with a different ADC for Valpo here.
Yep.
But so far, I'm liking the draft a lot. Curious to see how this Lee Sin's going to do for OSU. Always a pick I like to watch. Very skill expressive and can be very interesting with different insects. A lot of tech that can be involved there.
Yep.
Um, also has a lot of early game presence. So Smolder kind of a late game scaly pick like you talked about,
Hmm.
but this Lee Sin is going to be able to provide that early prio for OSU's team.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you take this lease in here, you saw Valpo banned out the LeBlanc as well. Um, I think you need someone to walk with Lee Sin, right? You need a little bit of damage to set this up, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the Silas is open again. You have some pretty good ults to steal, especially if they do drop the Mordekaiser R4 here. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another Silas. I wouldn't be surprised if you have somebody with a little bit more strength early, uh, in the mid lane here.
Yeah, I like the
Ooh.
Mordekaiser blind
It's gonna be
pick.
Smolder mid.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um.
Oh,
Geez, if that's the case, that kind of throws out what I said. But they're looking to get a little bit funky here if they want to last pick the Aphelios. I like it. That means that you're gonna have to watch for the poke early. Uh, we'll see hopefully in lane. Smolder is meant to be a late game scaler, but when you Doran's Ring W start, he does a surprising amount of chip damage. The Aphelios Renata bot lane, extremely scale heavy. OSU, which is a little bit interesting, is looking to win this game past like 20, right?
Yeah.
Like they're looking to scale off this. You have Rumble Lee Sin, which is strong, but I think it's a little bit rough because Lee Sin's gonna be on an island. Obviously, unless like there's some crazy outplays that happen, Valpo picks up Nico. I actually really like Valpo's draft here. Um,
Yeah,
I,
Jakimbo, going back to that Nico that we saw a lot in some games,
yep.
in the first semester. Haven't seen it yet this semester, but it's a pick that he was very strong with. Kind of went away from it for a couple weeks there, but back to the Nico, really like it. Um, and I think that Renata's a good pick for OSU, just providing some disengage, with this rel and stuff.
Yeah.
But OSU definitely has a scary late game team fight with Felio scaling really hard, Rumble ult, Smolder, like you said, a scaler,
Hmm.
Renata ult. So they're definitely looking for that late game team fight. So Valpo definitely going to need to do well in this early game here.
Oh, for sure. Um, Early game is kind of where you win this. I think when we talk like early, I don't mean like around like the 3 minutes. I mean like first dragon, second dragon is really where
Yeah,
you need to
I'd
start
like to
taking
see
some
them
fights.
really contest those first grubs too.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
for that push power because Valpo, if we hang around and we play patiently, like we are not going to win this game.
Yep. I agree. Um, you need to take a little bit of prio, and that comes with as well being aggressive and walking kind of with your support for vision, right? If you want to play aggressive on these first couple objectives, you need to at least be ready to start a fight, right? You need to
Yeah.
be ready to start a fight around vision, and I think their team comp that Valpo drafted is pretty strong around that, right? But no, um, Void Grubs might be a little bit rough. I think you need to take Prio Bot, um,
Okay.
honestly, because Rumble still insanely strong early. Mordekaiser is one of the best top laners, but I feel like he's the best after he hits his one
Three
item, two
six is
item.
very susceptible. If I'm Lee
Yeah.
Sin, I'm looking top lane for a gank early.
Yep.
Also considering if we did go for Void Grubs, when we're resetting, looking for roaming, Rel's gonna want to come up for that.
Yep.
Kaisa, not a great solo laner, doesn't really have much self peel. Um, so yeah, I mean we'll see what the game plan is here. If they want to play around dragons, if they want to play around grubs, or um, but yeah, I want to
Yep.
see something. I want to see some sort of game plan that's clear and obvious, and I want to see it early,
Hmm.
and I want to see it often.
Yeah. We need to perform with that game plan. We need to stick to it. Um, too too disjointed in the last game to kind of feel like we knew what we were doing with the draft. So this game, hopefully, like you said, walk in, attack early, attack strong, and we can stick together and kind of put it to them. But we are going to take a slight break here. I'm just going to leave the screen on the spectator delay so y'all know where we're at. And at the start of the game, we will catch back up and give the intro with the runes, give an intro with the summoner spells, and see what's going on. And as we load into this game here, welcome back everybody, obviously. Can just get everything up, get it all running here. But taking a look at the runes, taking a look at the summoner spells, see kind of what we
Ooh, the smolder went Doran's blade.
really. No, no, the tech. Why not? Especially into summon Airy,
Not
Nico. I think he's just gonna get chipped
I
out.
want to say I feel like he knows what he's doing, but maybe he's
Oh
just.
yeah, no kidding.
But you know, sometimes there are players who are, you know, bronze, silver, gold who are more informed with like the patches in the games than players who are like master, grandmaster who are just. Oh,
Oh, and here's an early engage as well, jumping on the Aphelios, and that's gonna be first blood to Nico.
huge.
Valpo starting
Huge
it
for
off with an
Jakimbo.
early
I love
engage.
That was so unfortunate by OSU's bot laner there. So he walked in the tri-brush doing a traditional 5-point, and then he started walking down towards the turret, and Valpo happened to walk in the bush with the entire team, like right when he walked out of the bush.
Yep.
And then he walked back in, and I mean, once you get the rel stun, there's no point in wasting flash cleanse. I mean, you're dead.
Yeah.
So
And I think we have a glitch on a spectator because I definitely saw the ignite go out from Cry, but we
I
have
want to say I
no.
heard it audibly.
Yeah, I could have sworn there was an ignite, but we'll see.
We'll see
no.
once some flashes come out and stuff if it
Yep.
just doesn't work.
No,
Then
exactly.
it'll be like we're in game. You got to track summoner spells without being able to see them. No, I'm really good at tracking mid and top laner splashes.
Mhm.
Outside of that, you know, the secondary summoner spells, yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I need that.
You know, we got Lee Sin smite down, so I mean,
There we go.
yeah.
All right,
So I think we're
something
good.
is working. So maybe I am wrong, but
Maybe I didn't hear it audibly. Maybe you just put that in my head, and I was like, oh yeah,
I gave you that kind of Mandela effect.
I've got to back up my commentator here.
I appreciate that. I love the support even when I'm extremely wrong. But no, anyways, we taking pretty early trades around this. What I was wondering, just like with the mid lane, is that with the blade, it feels like once Nico gets at least a low enough cooldown, it's gonna be a little bit hard to try and keep up with the wave clear.
Oh, we see a ping coming from mid lane, but it looks like it's warded. What I was gonna say was, you can tell from the gold lead, but all of OSU's lanes. Oh,
Ooh, and there's the shot, gets the stun off as well.
Counter
Gonna
gank
get a
coming
pretty
in.
nice chain, but here comes Lee Sin. Lee Sin getting an immediate charge, gonna hold on that Q to flash out, but it's not gonna be enough. Gets the first shot. There's a ton of damage out. Going down, almost one, gets the flash off. The Airy proc will kill it, but this is gonna be a double kill for Lee Sin.
it was a huge summon area that could have gone catastrophic.
Yep.
You know, I really liked Super Bear's idea of sitting in that fog there, acting like he was going somewhere else, but he was right there, able to gank the Smolder. Didn't go too well, the 2-for-1, just because I feel like Lee Sin is such a more strong champ at level 3 than Viego is.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say right before that was, looking at the gold lead, you could tell.
Here's the engage as well. We do have 3v3 in the spot side. The tower shot. There's the ignite as well, and the Renata W is going to save it, but it's not going to be far enough. Super Bear does get the reset. Kaisa gets the kill. The pull back, not going to steal it though, and the W over the wall. It's going to be a double kill for Aphelios. Any early kills on this scaler here is going to be a little bit rough. And that's kind of
them.
yeah, that's the point that I was going to talk about too with those kills on Lee Sin. I don't know if I would rather have it on Lee Sin, who, like you said, is extremely strong, like level 3. There's the jump over the wall, and Jakimbo just looking for the autos, trying to get a couple of shots. Lee Sin jumps in, gets the ward jump, the W off as well. Jakimbo still under, gets the stun under tower, and gets another shutdown. Looking for another Q on the shot, but the W with the slow from Renata is going to finish it off. I think it's hard to make a play here with Renata Q.
Smolder aware of the fog coming through there. A lot of action here. 9 kills in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah,
you know,
this is starting to look like an LPL game. Yeah, this is
crazy. We wanted to see the bloodbath. Yeah, the kills over to Lee Sin, the only issue with it is the snowball potential, but I'd rather those kills be on Lee Sin than one of these solo laners or Aphelios.
Yep. Here's a shred as well, getting pulled under tower, gets the W off. Naya just getting out. There's a quick engage as well from Cry. Over here, a double stun as well. Dreadful is going to try and burst it off. Doing a ton of damage. Aphelios does have the blue gun though. A ton of group damage. Cry walks back up. Gonna get spaced a tiny bit, but Dreadful's gonna turn it back on. Gets the ghost off. Just a brawl in this bot lane. One more shot to try and proc it, but not gonna hit it. And Cry's stun gets out. Gonna force the flash. Here comes Super Bear though. If OSU wants to try and hang around, that's gonna be a little bit rough. There's the shot. He is standing on ward.
Close fight there by Valpo. I do like to see that they have the confidence to take that 2v2. You know, especially with Aphelios, he has a shutdown. He did when he was 2-1, and he hadn't backed for items yet.
Yep.
So they're even in items. It was an even fight. Unfortunately, that flash away wasn't able to get that last auto off.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit rough with communication-wise, at least there, especially knowing that Aphelios has that shutdown and you have that flash on support. You get that flash Q out, you're able to at least shut down, and all you needed was that last Kai'Sa auto to proc passive.
It looked like there's also some uncertainty with the rel kind of going back and forth, not really sure. You know, are we fully committing this or are we going for the trade? But I really liked it, just considering, you know, only one combat sum in the bot lane for OSU. So really good idea, just the execution just off, just one auto off.
We saw a good, at least pressure there, although you don't win that fight in the bot lane, you immediately rotate back and you're going to take this first dragon just to trade a little bit, especially because, you know, obviously Lee Sin just took the Void Grubs. You need to trade some objective back, so Valpo getting a little bit something there. Gets the auto off, not going to be able to hit the E. Gonna just queue back on the wave there to finish it off, trying to slow down the push.
Valpo got to keep an eye on this timer for the next Void Grub spawn. I think in 2 minutes, 3 minutes here.
Yep.
Wants to at least get 2 of them. For that extra pushing power, when you get 5 or 6 of them, it can be really dangerous and cause some havoc late game. So not exactly even trade 2 drags for 2 Void Grub camps.
Ooh, and there's the jump out. Not going to hit the crash down, but the Q is going to hit. Dreadful looking to burst. Cry in a little bit of a rough position here, though. Getting bursted down by the Aphelios. Aphelios just needs one more auto. Puts the set down, but it's going to slow him down. But I think maybe going to finish off this kill. Oh, the slow from Renata might be the finish. The auto off. It's going to kill, but Renata does take it.
I don't like that fight as much just because of the item advantage in the bot lane. I mean, he was able to get his back off with 3 kills, and Kai'Sa has the Noon Quiver versus Aphelios' Noon Quiver and orange spiky spear thing. I forget. Well,
Kerchi's Shard. That's what it is. Kerchi's Shard. Yep. Now we see Lee Sin as well going for the dive, but Jakimbo hovering a little bit, just making sure he can't get a free dive off on Dreadful. Especially with the CS difference in the bot lane right now, you really need to just protect him, try and get him.
Kimbo has flash here. He will be able to reach them in time.
Yep. Gets over, but the hook right before the ult, he gets stopped. Renata is soloed out though. Dreadful has to focus someone. The W from Renata is going to save Aphelios for the 1 kill, but it's not going to be enough to get him out alive. Dreadful's going to pick up a double kill, and that's 2 shutdowns straight to him.
Yeah, 2 shutdowns and a 2 for 1. Jakimbo had no shutdown on him. Unfortunate with the ult, as it could have been a 2 for nothing.
Yep.
I was surprised they stuck around that long hitting the turret while they saw Jakimbo on vision clearing that pink board. You know, I was going to say Valpo really needs to take control of this vision to be able to do something there. But, you know, they saw him on vision, and OSU reacted late. I don't know, going for a plate there. Risky play there.
Yep. I think it's just a little bit risky, but at this point, you know, playing confidently is kind of always going to trump a little bit of a risky play, so they're still able to salvage it a little bit. But no, I mean, there we go.
Gets off.
Yeah, especially with level 6 on Lisa, and all he does is just kick Anaya back, and it becomes a little bit rough, even with the ult. Super Bear gonna clear it off. Cry taking a back in this bush here, but it is on vision. Not knowing it does get pulled.
Naya has TP down, so not really a fight you want to look for.
Oh, and there's the jump, but the kick as well is going to stop it. The ult coming in from the mid lane, going to hit both of them. Ton of damage. Flies over the wall, going to get that last auto. Finishes off with the double kill.
Little miscue there. I mean, they know they had the top laner there, and they saw Lee Sin, and it was jungle on top versus jungle on support, and that's never going to go well. The mid laner had prio, had a first rotation, so
Also,
Not great there, but yeah, the support was roaming up for those Void Grubs, so it looked like Valpo was just really wanted to get those two to negate the getting all 6 of them.
yeah, and just as a joke as well, I fell for the Nico trap, and I called support bot side when Cry was rotated top side, which is kind of funny. But yeah, just a little bit of a mistiming there, and a lot of vision control. OSU
Yeah.
is gonna get pushed off this. They did grab 5 Void Grubs though, so they do have the spawn. But I mean, take anything you can get. There's the flash, or excuse me, there's the smite. And now, Jakimbo in a little bit of a rough spot getting dove here. Shots under the wall, gets the Q gun. Maybe going to look for the recast with the Q. There's the damage as well with the ult from the green gun. Going to try to take the shot again.
Oh,
I
dude,
think-
I did not know Smolder had an ability where he could do that. I thought he was dead.
Oh, yeah,
Or
no.
I thought he was gonna burn a flash at
Oh, and there's the
W?
ult.
It's
But
on
the
cooldown.
Arcane Comet's going to finish it off, yeah. No, we saw there. I think Aphelios meant to ult with the green gun, but ulted with purple gun and didn't get the recast. Cry jumping in here a little bit early, but hits the double stun. Super Bear is coming in really clutch here. You have to be
3v3
careful.
here.
Lee Sin is turning it. There's the ult from from Renata. And then just the quick turn. There's the flash and the insect as well. And Super Bear gonna have to use the ult, but the Q hits and that's gonna just finish it off. Lee Sin kind of running over this game right now. Another shot, Jakimbo taking a little bit half health.
Yeah, I like the engage there. You know, Valpo having the 2 people coming to ADC and the jungler there. So looking for a potential 3v2.
-1.
But yeah, but the Lee Sin did end up showing up. Partly not able to get that vision control or deep vision at all because they're kind of pushed in. Don't really have too much pressure.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, Aphelios. Yeah, you've been playing extremely strong this game, but it's -1. But no, yeah. Oh, here's another engage as well. Jakimbo look for the ult. Gets the ult on the Lee Sin as well. Super Bear jumping in from the back. Is still holding on to it. Does get the shutdown. It's going to be a trade. Not going to be able to get the reset. Cry's coming in, but it's not going to be fast enough. Renata's there first. There's a double kill. Smolder going around the side, not going to hit the Q. Cry's going to be forced to back up. A 2-level difference here. Not having 6. Walks back up into the shot. There's the flash from Smolder as well. Going to take 2 tower shots, but get out clean. That's going to be a triple kill for Smolder. Yeah, this is the kind of the point in the game now that Smolder's going to really start scaling up.
Yeah.
His Q has the explosion on it. Just to give a quick explanation as well, Smolder's he has 3 parts to his Q, or 3 upgrades. First one, it's just like a normal auto attack.
Is it
Second
kind of like
one,
Victor?
yes, it works with stacks, but it's you don't choose the upgrade; it just happens. To where he gets 25 stacks and his Q starts to explode. He gets 125 stacks and his Q explodes and shoots 3 things behind it. And here's another engage as well. The insect off the ward jump, gonna catch out Cry. Cry looking for the crash down, but it's not gonna be enough. Smolder does enough damage at this point in the game. Gonna finish off that kill.
Nice ward jump kick there. Tough tech to pull off.
Yep. We love to see. He's in the Chinese Lee Sin skin too. If you want to know a little bit of lore about this skin, the Dragon Fist skin is the only skin that is a non-legendary to have its own animated custom chromas for the game.
Ooh.
There's a nice
Kimbo
shutdown the
winning
top lane, yeah.
1v1 there though.
I'm telling you, we put Jakimbo on these champs where he can really, he's really comfortable on it. He really makes an impact, and although this game is going terribly for them, he is the shining bright star of this very, very dark night of this team. At least for this game. There's another crash down. Not going to be able to hit anything, though. Does get the lockdown on Lee Sin, but it's not going to be enough. And Naya does get the pull in on the bot side, but they are pushing this mid. Going to have to just rotate it. But no. Actually, just back to my Lee Sin thing. This is the only skin to have animated custom chromas without being a legendary skin because of how popular the skin is in China. Chinese Lee Sin players use, only this skin. It's so crazy. But just a fun little fact. But now, a couple of shots back there, just going to use Baron. or excuse me, not Baron, use Void Grubs to siege the spot lane tower. Jokimbo gets the lockdown, not going to be enough, throws the W in, they're going to focus on it. Aphelios playing really up here. You have to be careful. There's Lee Sin Q back in, gets the crash down, hits 3 people, but it's not going to be enough. You have no follow back up. That's going to be another kill.
Yeah, Jokimbo with ult down there couldn't really look for a fight for a 4v4.
Yeah.
I mean, now's the time you kind of want to look for a fight before it gets too out of control. I mean, it is a little bit now, but no, I wouldn't mind looking for a fight if everyone has their resources up and stuff like that. And I mean, got a good engage, just no one there to follow up.
Yeah. It's really rough when you choose those kind of fights. You just need to make sure you have your team with you. But now, yeah, it looks like OSU's going to look to just break this topside tower, taking a little bit of a push.
And we're seeing the push and power of those 5 Void Grubs, able to have 5 turrets, going for that mid tier 2 and then just getting that bot tier 2 and then taking the top outer.
Yep.
And going for Rift, so I mean, they're going to try and push and end this game as early as possible, even though they do have these late game scaling champions. I mean, Smolder's going to be at 2 items here. Aphelios going to be at two items, already at 2 items. And Lee Sin is just still snowballing.
Yep. Here's the engage as well. Jokimbo jumping in, look for the ult. The ult does heal up Smolder a tiny bit. Just one more auto attack, looking for maybe the W. There's the W. Gonna finish it off, yeah. He's so strong right now. He was 6-1 in that fight. Gonna be 7-1 now.
Bear, down 3 levels, looking for a fight though.
Ooh, I think he can take this though. Get the ult, you just have to be careful with the E. There's the shutdown, 1,000 gold. Has to use the E to fly out. I don't think he knows Smolder's abilities though. He jumps into the fight, doesn't get the R reset. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that was
the
the one thing I realized when I started playing Viego is like, oh, I actually need to learn like how to make sure I know every champion's abilities.
Because if you know Smolder there, you take it and you can E right over the wall out of the Renata Berserk, but instead just going to try and jump and burst that Renata there. Now Anaya does get the ult in. Lee Sin stuck under the tower, does go down. Another engage by Cry as well. The flash coming in from Anaya gets the double kill. Another turn. Dreadful taking a ton of damage here. But that's going to be a pretty good wipe for Valpo. A 2 for 3, but there's the flash. I can't dodge it.
Line.
Yep. He'll flash in the auto target on the Q. That one, I don't think you can dodge it because Smolder just threw the Q. A little bit rough. It's a targeted ability, so.
Oh, I thought it was skill shot. My bad.
No, yeah, his the big like little orb thing is the skill shot, but his Q,
Okay,
his like mini shot that explodes is the other one.
But winning the 4v3 team fight here and looking for a pick on the Smolder as well for a, I guess technically unofficial ace. I mean that's being very generous, but.
Yep. There's the stun as well. Looking for another stun. Just as long as nobody goes down there, yeah, it's a pretty good kill. Jokimbo walking in from the back.
All these 700 gold shutdowns from Lee Sin, Smolder, Aphelios, so some big kills going over to Valpo. Putting a little bit of a dent in that gold lead. You know, they had a double-digit gold lead there, but now back down to under 10k, which, you know, still a huge, significant gold lead for Ohio State, but good to see some bright flashes here for Valpo in this game against a tough opponent.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we can attribute a lot of that.
To me being in the booth for game 2.
Oh, of course, yeah. There's a quick just one shot right there as well. Jokimbo in the mid lane. Taking down the Aphelios for this, although they do take Dragon for it. Cry's going to clear a little bit of vision over this mid. No, I think realistically we can attribute a lot of it to being... there's another shot. Jokimbo just kind of putting on a clinic with these roots. Going to force the flash out of Lee Sin. Walking up, gets the flash as well. He's just sick of playing around. He does get ulted back into the Smolder. Smolder ult comes out. Not going to hit. Maybe get the kill, but he is going to trade. That's 3 for 1 right now with Cyborg in the backline. Right. Dreadful does stay alive. Another shot over the wall too. Super Bear using the W. He's learned one ability. we know the W. There's a stun. There's the flash from Renata with the ult, but it's not going to connect with anything. Trying to get the Q over the wall, not going to hit.
Yeah, not a great ult from Renata. Unfortunately, no objectives up, but I would really like to see them go for this mid-tier 1, but it looks like they're backing off.
Yep. Oh. Excuse us about that, folks. Sorry. There we are. We're back. No, I like that, right? Obviously, you're down a lot. You have one pick already. You have flash up. Just flash. Like, just flash forward. Go at him.
This down to 6k now. I mean, they were Down, I mean, maybe 11, 12K after that first initial team fight that went well, down 9K, and now down here to, oh wait, 8. Sorry. 8. Anyway,
Hey,
you're probably sitting
less
there for
than
10.
9. It's less
You're
than
sitting
9.
there for
Oh, Cry
10.
jumps in here, but doesn't really have the engage, doesn't hit the crash down either. Just goes down to Felios. Here
Yeah.
comes Jakimbo as well running in the mid lane. Doesn't hit the root though. Gonna force the backup. Super Best here to cover. Still have an eye in the top lane, but Smolder's in the bot and Rumble isn't there, so this will be a 3v3. You do have a ton of damage though. Jakimbo does get hit with the ult, the Zanyas, and then ult coming out. Will at least get the knock up there. Looking to trade one, but the Renata W will keep him alive. Only for a little bit though. Super Bear finishes off the second. Dreadful with a quick ult, but not going to be enough. Double kill going to Aphelios and so many shots. And a quick ult over the wall from Smolder is going to finish off
That
Jakimbo.
was
Really
a
well
really good
timed.
Renata W to keep the Lee Sin alive just a little bit longer because Viego was not able to get his reset off on the
Yep.
Lee Sin
Yeah.
in time to survive.
Cry throws the ult out, not going to be enough. And looks like this is going to be game, folks. There's the 2 inhibitors going down. The only person left on the side of Valpo is Anaya. Super Bear coming up in 2 seconds, but I don't think it's going to change much here. I
Yeah,
think.
Naya will not be able to protect these turrets, but does have
Yep.
a chance at protecting her KDA if she stays in the fountain here. Stayed at 2, 2,
I
2,
guess,
and 2.
yeah. Honestly, I would just walk up and ult. Oh, there's the Berserk in the base. So much damage. You see,
Oh no,
Smolder has his execute up. He has the max stacks to
We
where it
gotta
gives
be-
him like an Elder execute.
I mean,
He just a couple of shots. There's another engage from Cry. Just the last second attempt. Anaya did ult the looks like he did ult the Renata, but not gonna really do much there. Renata just kind of kiting around. There's a shot, the flashing from Super Bear as well, looking to finish it off, but the Renata W is gonna keep him alive. Another ult from Smolder in the middle. Jakimbo looking for an ult, but the game is already over by then. That's going to be a 2-0 for OSU, and looks like Valpo will go down today.
yeah. Unfortunate. Haven't had too much success in this CLoL so far.
Yeah.
But I think we looked better today, and especially in game 2 than we did last week. So maybe some improvement. But yeah, I think we got 4 or 5 more weeks of CLoL, and then also the league team is competing in the NECC this year on Wednesdays and the occasional Friday as well. So not sure how many CLoL games will be streaming on Saturday because it makes a long day for us.
Yep.
Starting at Smash with 9 a.m. It's
Yeah.
4 or 5 o'clock now. I don't even know what time it is. But yeah, hopefully we'll catch you with some league sometime next week or the week after that. But yeah, we got a full week next week, Tuesday through Saturday. We'll be streaming every night, so we'll catch you guys then.
Yep. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for all the follows, the watch, the listens, the likes, and we will see you guys in the next one.